Hey folks, how you doing? I'm out for a wee bit of a walk today. I've decided to try something a wee bit different. I've brought the camera along. So ordinarily on a walk like this I wouldn't have the camera. I think I've mentioned many times in previous videos that I go out quite a lot but I leave the camera at home. During that last video I did a little bit of filming as we went because we had quite big distances to cover, so I strapped the camera to the front of the bike and it shuggled along and it gave what I would regard as quite low quality footage, but interestingly it was fairly well received by a number of the regular viewers. So I thought I'll bring you along on this walk. There'll be a lot of handheld footage where the camera is shaking a little bit, but I'll give you an idea of what I get up to sort of off camera, if you like. So the trips that I wouldn't ordinarily bring the camera with me. Is that making sense? So let's hike on and I'll show you wee glimpses of my kind of fairly regular walks that I take. You've seen some of them where I filmed them properly that are closer to home, but I'm in the hills today, so is this making sense or am I just blethering? Why don't we just let it unfold and you'll see what I'm talking about. So let's go. So as you can see folks, I'm on a well trodden path here. I'm travelling fairly lightweight. In fact all I've got is the camera and a bottle of water, but I do have my sun hat and I've got a long sleeve shirt to keep the sun off. The conditions are pretty settled, however there is thunderstorms coming in, but they're not coming in until about 10 or 11 o'clock tonight and I'll be off the hill before then. How you doing there folks? You feeling the heat? Breathing hard today. It's a wee bit hard work getting up here in this heat and I'm going quite quickly as well. Thoroughly enjoying it though. So I'm heading up to the ridge that you can see ahead of you there, and then it's a long steady ascent with a couple of bumps to cross, so a little bit of up and down, and then we'll get to some high ground where I'm hoping it's going to be a wee bit cooler. Hey, we're getting there folks. That's a grand view. That's looking across to the Ben Lawers range. Some lovely hills there. And that's where we're heading. Up onto that ridge and then over that wee bump, continue upwards and onwards. I don't possess one of these selfie sticks or whatever they're called folks that you see people using with their smartphones. I've got the camera attached to the tripod as usual. It's just that I'm hand holding the tripod as we're walking along. You see that view there? Give me a chance to catch my breath. We're moving quickly. I'm travelling light. I'm not carrying any gear with me. Don't judge me folks. I know these hills very well indeed. I've been up here countless occasions in all weathers. I've camped up here a few times. It's a bonny spot to camp, but not tonight. Not with the thunderstorms coming in. It's a ridge and quite exposed too. We've got a wee bit of a pull up on this bit. Then the view will start to open out a wee bit for us. So just through that gap there, if I step over this way a wee bit, that's the summit that I'm heading for there. And that there is looking down towards Glen Lyon. Glen Lyon, the longest enclosed glen in Scotland. We've got to scramble up and over this wee bump, which is a little more than 900 metres above sea level, and then we have a descent down the other side to a high col or bialach, and then we start ascending towards the true summit. Oh, that's me kicking the tripod, folks. Apologies for that. Hey, it's a grand view, folks. Well, there we are, folks. We're approaching the summit. About a minute away. I was standing on the shoulder there. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear me with this wind. I was standing on the shoulder there just beneath the summit, looking at the helicopter. He came up and parked on the bialach underneath Ben Lowers and sat there for a while. Not too far away for me to see what was going on, but they're away now, heading down towards the town of Culin perhaps. So here's the summit. I'll spin you around so you can see it. Can you see that? Approaching the summit backwards, folks. What's going on here? I have to hang on to my hat too. There we are. Well folks, as you can see, I'm back at the car. Had a wash in the burn, a wee freshen up. I'm going to get some food on the go. I've got a cup of coffee here already. And then I'm going to wind my way slowly down the road. So I hope you enjoyed this wee adventure. I've actually attempted to wind this video up already when I was coming down the track. I had the GoPro mounted on the end of the tripod and I was chuntering away, but as it happens I was chuntering to myself because the GoPro was out of power. So I'll wind the video up here. I'll thank you as always for tuning in. It's very much appreciated. And what I was saying on the track, actually, just by way of a little explanation about what today is about, I wanted to try something a wee bit different. So when John and I were out on the bikes for our 4-day camping cycling trip, and I uploaded that video, I got a few nice comments about people enjoying the footage that I captured from the handlebar, which I thought was a wee bit kind of shaky and not always in focus, if truth be told, but people seem to enjoy the experience of coming along with us. So I thought I would record a little bit of footage today by way of an experiment as I hike along, just holding the camera. I had it mounted on the tripod, but I was holding it kind of out at arm's length, so something a little bit different. I filmed a little bit of more normal type footage on part of the descent, so I'll stitch that in as well. But the other thing that I wanted to do quite simply was to give you a wee flavour of, how do I put this, Dave in the outdoors when the camera's not on. So I've mentioned in a few of the videos that I go out quite a lot, but I don't always take the camera with me. So today it's not all that typical insofar as today I was hiking to the summit of a Munro on a well-trodden track. Mostly I do my very best to avoid the tracks. I like to go off-piste where possible, and the other thing that I did today was I went out and back. Normally I try and build a circular route, but it does give you a wee taste of what I get up to when the camera is not running. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got a few nice glimpses of the terrain, and I'd welcome your feedback really on what you think of the kind of handheld footage. I don't think it's going to be a feature of the channel, if I'm being absolutely honest, but maybe just putting a wee bit into the videos now and again, it might be worthwhile. So let me know what you think. Anyway, I need to get some food on the go and then wind my way down the road. So thanks again folks, bye for now.